want to draw this group of spindle fruits here. It's a very good exercise for hand-eye coordination and drawing complex shapes. But first I want to draw 3 close-ups of the capsules, each one framing a circle. Whenever I have in a composition a complex object, irregular in shape, I look to see if I can combine that with some regular shapes, usually a geometrical representation of a detail of that subject. That contrast is very effective from an aesthetic point of view, but also from a botanical point of view because it explains the complex subject. So there's natural view and scientific, irregular and regular. We can also contrast the drawing mediums that we use. For instance, the detail can be painted very realistic or added color instead of a monochrome drawing. So I've drawn 3 small circles here, and I will draw inside them 3 instances of the fruit, front, back, and an open capsule with the 4 areas showing. So the middle of the circle, I'm searching for the middle of the circle, and I will draw the small star inside. Then the aerials. And the wall of the capsule. Now, if you want to do a geometrical representation, very regular, you can draw a very clean line and these semicircles. But if you want to have a more realistic representation, more natural representation, there's a bit of texture on the capsule you may want to show. You see here is not quite round. Now we can put some volume. I'm only drawing the shadows and try to leave large areas of light. Now here the shadow is very short, then it becomes larger here. Yeah, let's draw the aerials first. The berries, the aerials are shiny, so we have very well defined highlight areas. I think I want to add some color to this berry, so I will draw only the shadows and leave this light areas pretty large. Now the capsule, I'm taking each one of the segments and look at the shadow. There's a bit of texture here. You can show. Then shadow on this part. You see on that edge? This is a form shadow. And when you draw that, you show that the fact that this is round. So it becomes darker here as it hides from the light, light here, then dark again. If we look at the capsule's highlights, we only see here a bit, and squint, and maybe here, and all other light areas are just light, not highlight. It's a matte surface. So we will come back and add value to those white areas. Right, so let's define some outline. Put in some shadows here at the base of these areas. Now I'm darkening the darks, right? Now I want to mix a very bright orange and put on these areas to see if I like the effect. First I want to correct this because I exaggerated the shape and it doesn't look too, doesn't fit with the other. So a cadmium red with a warm red with a warm yellow. You can have either cadmium or permanent red, and the same with the yellow. Let me see if I like this. Yeah, it's perfect. And I'm taking this orange and put it here where I'm covering that shadowy part. And clean and blend this. The edges a bit. Another layer. for the darkest darks. It's a shiny berry, so I want to make sure I leave that highlight there. You can, if you want, just skip the part with the red. Kind of like to combine the mediums and see what I got. And I like those layers.